Hey guys, I got a request to do a video on the small cap stocks, aka the Russell 2000 stocks, and if they're going to perform well in 2025. I think they have the chance to outperform because you guys know I've talked about this whole year that they've underperformed the S&P for a long time, and it's time for them to come back. The stars are aligning for that. So over the last 10 years, the S&P has returned about 201%, whereas the Russell 2000 has returned 103%. And there are a lot of analysts, including Tom Lee, that believes it's the small caps time to shine and that they will outperform now for, the next several years, okay? Obviously, things need to hold up in the economy, and you do have to know that the small caps are more volatile, and a lot of people can't handle that volatility, okay? So it's harder to hold these, and a lot of them aren't as profitable. So if you want to stay away more from the Russell 2000, remember that has 15.9% exposure to the regional banks, first off. And then there's also a lot of biotech names in there, which we know are burning cash or not profitable. And so if you want a little bit safer small cap index, you might want to do the S&P 600 small cap index. There are some better names, more higher quality names in there, okay? So I personally prefer to choose individual names versus playing like the IWM, which I talked about last year, right? We got a few pops, but it really isn't one that moves that well. I would personally want to choose individual stocks, which you guys know I'm putting in my Millionaire Maker portfolio. I've also created a small cap portfolio for you guys too, for my members, okay? So again, make sure to become one because a lot of good stuff in there, guys. But like I said, I look for individual names. I'd still try to focus on ones that are at least on their way to profitability, okay? Ideally, if they're profitable now, that's even better in this environment with the volatility, okay? And Trump, like I said, him coming in the office, this is good for stocks in America because they do business in America instead of overseas. 80% of them derive, get their money from the US. And so that's going to help, with deregulation and helping these small caps, get back on track. So there's a lot of excitement. There's also a survey taken. The optimism with small businesses actually went over the 50-year average for the first time in 3 years. So that's a good sign that optimism is high among these small businesses. So the stars are aligning here. And so I do like the small caps to outperform because, like I said, the S&P has returned a lot. And now I think it's time for these small caps to catch up if the market stays okay, right? Obviously, the labor market holds up, right? And inflation doesn't get out of control, right? So those are the big ifs. Okay, but 2025 I think can be a good year, and there's the January effect supposedly with the small caps. We'll see if that happens, okay, where they can get a lift. And I think there will be more excitement as we get closer to Trump coming into office, okay? So small caps, yes, I am in the camp that they can outperform, but I would be selective with the ones you choose. I wouldn't just buy the whole IWM because like I said, there's a lot of names that, unprofitable names in there. I would either do the small cap 600 or, like I said, pick individual stocks, which again, I'll help you with that, guys, too. And you can always ask me what I think about certain ones, okay, and I'll help you out. But that's my take on it, guys. I do think 2025 could be a good year for the small cap stocks, and we'll see what happens.